Well, hello. If you can't tell already, my voice is not 100% back, but it is getting better and better. I think earlier today was the first time I actually could hear my voice the way it's supposed to sound. And that hasn't happened in about a month. So I'm still coughing from time to time. And what's really bad is that, I've been coughing for so long that, it's just, just inflammation. But I've been getting like some abdominal, muscle spasms. And so like if I turn a certain way, whatever. But now, like earlier today, for the first time ever, my back started like acting up with this issue. I'm like, come on, the front and the back is. I'm just old. That's all there is to it. But anyway, we have Mass Effect, and I've been dying to get back into this. Last week I couldn't. I just had no voice really. I said, you know what? Let's do another BioWare game. Let's do, KOTOR. We can talk lore on KOTOR. And since a lot of it is fully voice acted, it gave me the opportunity to rest my voice just a little bit, because there would have been no way to go over the lore streams kind of like the way I want to. Like I said, I'm still not 100% there, but I really want to be able to like engage, talk, focus on certain things, and then, just elaborate on some stuff, maybe even talk some theory, whatever. And I need a voice for that, and just haven't had it. And I appreciate everybody being patient with me, because I do try very hard. And we have some videos that came out. I think I addressed it last time I was on stream, but of course we had a more of a KOTOR audience, or SWTOR I should say, and so I didn't really get a chance to elaborate on it too much. But the Mass Effect videos I have is like all 4 endings to the Catalyst ending for Mass Effect. So if you don't want spoilers, don't watch it, but it's the end game stuff, But that particular video, you have to kind of keep in mind that if you have your full war assets, You do get a kind of a different cinematic if you have, 50% of your war assets or 25% of your war assets. They're very different. Well, I wouldn't say they're very different, but they do end up changing how like the crew leaves the Normandy and stuff. So you kind of, if you want an ideal ending, then you have to have your war assets up. So I just went ahead and showed it how it would look with your full war assets, and I did say that in the description, so that way, nobody is confused by, it's like, well, that's not the ending I had. Well, and of course, before Legendary, you had to do multiplayer, which I've done extensively. Yeah, there's not a single weapon or kit that I don't have already in the multiplayer. However, there are a few weapons I don't have completely upgraded, and those you have to do a certain amount of missions, and you get credits for them, and then those credits you open boxes for, and then those boxes have the upgrades. Well, I'm at that point where everything I open up is giving me just one use items. So, and that's okay. It's just that I'm at that point where the game is saying, well, you didn't get the rare this or rare that, so let's give you this. So, it's one of those that I do love, and I do love doing the Mass Effect multiplayer. However, if you pug it, it's not the easiest to do, because sometimes you just doing silver is not bad. Bronze is fairly easy to get a group, but a lot of times people will just go straight to silver after a while. But then when you get to gold, if it's a pug and they're not very good, it's a struggle. So you want to do it with people that if you can. It's not really, like I said, required. It's just one of those things if you can. But I'm not super competitive when it comes to that stuff. I mean, I like the PvP. I've done a ton of PvP, not just Mass Effect, but long ago I did, Age of Empires, Warcraft, Starcraft. I mean, I did all those when they first came out, and had a lot of fun. So I'm not a stranger to PvP, but the gold and is just, it's hit and miss when you do Mass Effect multiplayer. It's fun to do, but it can be frustrating. But anyway, so we have Mass Effect 1. We just started. We just did the first mission. Basically, we lost Jenkins. What is it? Playthrough number, I don't know, 56, where Jenkins was lost again to us. Sad day. But conversely, one thing I do remember about the last stream is that I was talking about how I was a little confused how Kaidan or Ashley, triggered the beacon, and I don't know what I was thinking. I think maybe I was tired or something, but actually they're not the ones who trigger it necessarily. It's Saren who triggers the beacon. Now, because he's the one who triggers the beacon, anybody that comes close to it, because remember they had to leave in a rush, and so whoever gets close to it, I imagine it's still trying to send out its message, and that's when Shepard interacts with it. But there's a good chance, of course, we don't know this for a fact, but there's a good chance that had Ashley or Kaidan taken in the beacon's information, it could have killed them. There's a good chance, especially Kaidan, because of his implant and his medical issues related to the implant, and it's a good chance that it could have killed him. Ashley, who knows with her, but the impression probably is that she probably wouldn't have done well. But anyway, I wanted to clear that up, because I remember I talked about that at the end of the last Mass Effect lore stream that we did, and I wanted to make sure nobody was confused with that because I would have been the one making people confused with it. So anyway, so let's get into it now. There's a lot of dialogue we're going to be doing, so we get to hear a lot of it. But if there's any one little thing that y'all want to talk about, we want to look at, whatever, let's do it. Because, I mean, this is still just a game stream, but we can stop it at any time to talk about lore, because we've done this so many times. And it looks dark, but it will lighten up here in just a minute. So this is Shep, and we're going to talk to Kaidan.
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Yeah, so Kaidan, this is always kind of a struggle. At first, he doesn't say a whole lot, but then as we do a mission or so, he starts talking more and more.
Commander, I'm glad to see you're okay. Losing Jenkins was hard on the crew, and I'm glad we didn't lose you too.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Yeah, you never get used to seeing dead civilians. It doesn't seem right somehow. But at least you stopped Saren from wiping out the whole colony.
I couldn't have done it without you.
We're Marines. We stick together. And I'm just sorry that we lost Jenkins.
You know what? I actually have it on 1080. I need to have it on 1440. I'm sorry, you guys. I may have to stop it real quick and then restart the stream. I am so sorry. Fortunately, I think at the moment there's about 3 people in the chat, so if you would bear with me, I have to reset that to 1440. Otherwise, we don't get as good of a resolution as we should. We'll say Jenkins will be missed.
I wish I could have done something to save him.
I was there. You did everything right. It was just bad luck. It's been a hell of a shakedown, Cruz. Our first mission ends with one Spectre killing another. The Citadel Council's not going to be happy about that. Probably use it to lever more concessions out of the Alliance.
You've got a good grasp of the situation. You a career man?
Yeah, a lot of biotics are. We're not restricted, but we sure don't go undocumented. May as well get a paycheck for it. Besides, my father served. I made him proud when I enlisted. Eventually. But is that why you're here? Because of your family?
I was a regular Navy brat. I got a little more noteworthy than
So
the
our
folks
backstory, we did it where our family enlisted.
Blitz. I imagine that bought you any post in
the
the
Skillian Blitz.
Word is we're heading for the Citadel, ma'am. Can you, tell me why?
The captain hopes the ambassador can get an audience with the council. Tell them what Saren's been up to.
Makes sense. They'd probably like to know he's not working for them anymore. Whatever happens, we'll be ready, Commander.
Okay. So, let's save this real quick. Yeah. And as I mentioned, I apologize now because I need to get this to 1440. I checked everything 3 and 4 times, but it's my fault. So bear with me. I'm going to stop it and then change my settings because I don't think it'll let me do it midstream. Let me double check and make sure. No, it will not. Okay. So let me stop it just for a minute and I'll turn it right back on. Okay. It gave me the option to resume interrupted stream, and I hope that's the right one. That's us. So now I want to make sure if it's actually doing what we want it to do. I apologize. Make sure. Okay. Here we go. There we go. All right, good. Now, it's not that I'm trying to watch it in 1440 at the moment, but at least VODs can be seen in 1440, at your leisure. So that way you get to see a Legendary Edition Mass Effect in the best resolution we can make it. For me, at least. Find the beacon is our thing. Assignments. But I think we may have a codex here. Personal history summary. We did some of these. And I did read most of this one. I'm surprised it didn't go away. But we can look at this one. Oh, you know what? Maybe because we talked about our family a little bit with Kaidan. Maybe that's why I did this. This is interesting because it's talking about the Citadel. Now, we haven't made it back to the Citadel yet, but it's actually opened up the some of the information about the Citadel in this codex. It says, although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the galaxy and the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. Interesting. So it's massive. It has to be massive to get that much, gravity going. Interesting. Okay. Upgrades. Well, we don't really need to review this one. This is just telling us very basic stuff. Oh, okay. So here's a bunch of these.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the
Here we go.
Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Salarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157, which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians. Officially, however, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
So we did read this last time. I'm surprised it didn't give us credit for it, though. Protheans.
50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They are believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kadje, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens.
So that's interesting. You remember, like, you talk about ancient aliens and stuff like that? This is actually kind of referring to that in a way. It's saying that the presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars, because it's so close to us, has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. So and it's interesting that it says a rebirth of it. So apparently we just didn't think that was like something at all, because we were able to create our own pathway into the galaxy in a way. And then they thought, well, wait a minute, now if this other, civilization came here, maybe they helped us. It's very interesting.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society.
See, there it goes. That's what started it.
The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus Arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
Okay, so that's an interesting point, because what they're trying to basically say, and this is, you can easily kind of like say, yes, we all know this about the Geth, right? But what's really kind of interesting is that it says that individually they have a very rudimentary intelligence. Speaking of, but as they come together, they share networked intelligence. So a true AI doesn't need that. So yes, we can call the Geth artificial intelligence. They have an artificial intelligence. However, they're not truly sentient. They're not capable of learning on their own more than a certain amount, basically. So you get two Geth in a room, they're twice as smart. You get 3 of them, so on and so forth. However, but one by itself. And that's interesting because that's why you can't have pockets of Geth who decide, oh, we're going to, I'm not going to attack every sentient being I see. I'm going to try to reason with them. I want to actually join them. You don't see that. They're a definite faction of their own. So it's a really great way of story writing for something like the AI, because by default, they are not able to have that higher thought process. Oh, hey, Razor, I didn't see you there on the chat. How are you doing? I had to restart my stream briefly. What's really cool about the YouTube stream, and I didn't know this, is that it allowed me to see, I had it on 1080 because I checked everything like 5 times, and then I try to do these streams at 1440, and I checked it no less than 5 or 6 times. I mean, I checked everything. And lo and behold, I started looking. I was like, why is it 1080? So I had to stop the stream briefly. But what's cool about YouTube is that it let me manage the broadcast and say, use the one that was interrupted. I'm like, oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully it'll connect it when the VODs come together, But that's cool. But yeah, that's really neat about the Geth is that you have a reason for them not to divide themselves. Number one, it's beneficial for them to come together because it's in their best interest to do that. But also, two, even though they can be separated, there's really no chance of them having that independent thought to be of any aid to anybody else, possibly even to themselves. It's a great check to this type of story. So.
After the Geth secure a location, they round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics. The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest criticisms of this game is how they create husks. I'm like, it seems awfully unnecessary to use that many resources, that big metal spike, to create a husk. I always thought, hey, look, this works for both, all races, the Krogan, the Turians, the humans. If you just put them in in a big vat, right? Like you have field vats where, the Geth have them in Mass Effect 1, and you have this vat thing, it's like a container, and you just put all your bodies in there. It reprocesses the organic matter, and then it replaces with maybe nanobot or something the programming of the Reapers, and that's how you get a husk. That's how you get a Turian a Reaper. That's how you get a Krogan Reaper. Things like that. Brutes and stuff. But anyway, I always thought that was probably the better way to do it. But they went with the shock value of just putting them on a spike. But anyway. So.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council Chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the Wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
There you go, the Keepers. So as long as the station has existed, as far as we know, we don't know that for a fact. But unfortunately, BioWare makes some little errors here. And it says, for as long as the station has existed. Well, how do we know that? How do we know the Keepers have been there ever since it existed? Are we in fact saying, by canon, that they have been there from the beginning and therefore they were the first indoctrinated race? So what they were better off saying, as far as any race as known, the Keepers have maintained it, or something like that. Because we don't know about history before us, but they're making it sound like it's truth.
The Terminus systems are located on the far side of the Attican Traverse, beyond the space administered by the Citadel Council or claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. It is populated by a loose affiliation of minor species, united only in their refusal to acknowledge the political authority of the Council or adhere to the Citadel conventions. Their independence comes at a price. The Terminus is fraught with conflict. War among the various species is common, as governments and dictators constantly rise and fall. The region is a haven for illegal activities, particularly piracy and the slave trade. At least once a year, a fleet from the Terminus invades the nearby Attican Traverse. These attacks are typically small raids against poorly defended colonies. The Council rarely retaliates, as sending patrols into the Terminus systems could unify the disparate species against their common foe, triggering a long and costly war.
So that's a lot of, stuff we don't have context for. It's trying to give you context, but it doesn't tell you who the parties are. So mainly what they're talking about is the Batarians and the humans fighting over a similar space. And so since the humans aren't on the Council, they're just part of the, Citadel, the groups of people on the Citadel. They have an ambassador, things like that. The Batarians, on the other hand, are like, hey, look, we were here first. We've been here forever, and these humans just suddenly show up and now they're taking up more space that we've already claimed. Things like that. And so that's why there's so much animosity between the Batarians and the humans. I mean, if you don't know that going into it, then you kind of a little confused why, so many things in the game would make more sense if you just knew that. Like the one DLC for Mass Effect 1 really has to do with that antagonistic struggle between the two races. Every time you face a Batarian, there's no trust there. In Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 2, when I first saw the Batarian on that was the bodyguard for Aria, I was like, this is not going to go well, But at least the Batarians, unlike the Geth that we talked about earlier, they have a mind of their own. They can choose to be antagonistic, warlike, or not. I mean, there's just bad blood. There just is. And so you can't just make that go away. There's too many examples, apparently, of the humans, causing strife for the Batarians. And the Batarians have done a lot of really shady things, and they're also slave traders. So when you get raided by the Batarians, it's a very bad thing, So there's just so much going on with that. And so if the Council were to try to intervene, it might actually start a war. And they're trying to say, look, let's see how this plays out. And so humans are trying to wedge themselves in to the galaxy as a whole. But since they're so new to everything, and these races have been around for centuries, right? Some of them, the Volus, the Asari, and the Turians even been around for centuries here. So they've established themselves, and suddenly, within a few decades, the humans are just like, hey, look, we're here, and we need to be on the Council and everything. It's a bit weird. And so the Batarians are like, hey, look, see, you guys, they may not be aggressive and like conquering places like us, but they're conquering in a different way. And they're right. I wouldn't say that they're wrong at all.
Combat hard suits use a dual-layer system to protect the wearer. The inner layer consists of fabric armor with kinetic padding. Areas that don't need to be flexible, such as the chest or shins, are reinforced with sheets of lightweight, ablative ceramic. The outer layer consists of automatically generated kinetic barriers. Objects traveling above a certain speed will trigger the barrier's reflex system and be deflected, provided there is enough energy left in the shield's power cell. Armored hard suits are sealable to protect the wearer from extremes of temperature and atmosphere. Standard equipment includes an onboard mini-frame and a communications, navigation, and sensing suite. The mini-frame is designed to accept and display data from a weapon's smart targeting system to make it easier to locate and eliminate enemies.
Okay. I got some Advil here I need to take. I haven't taken Advil in like months, but I need to take one today. Here's one about kinetic barriers, or quote unquote shields. So you kind of understand like what's regular armor versus like a barrier, like what Rex will be using.
Kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass effect fields, projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. The shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extremes of temperature, toxins, or radiation.
Okay, so they're specifically actually referring to those little hex shields that the Geth put up, not what I was talking about. What Rex uses, I believe, is more of a biotic barrier, so that was my fault. Anyway, journal, it's saying this, but we've already done everything here. Speak to Joker. That's right. That'll trigger the next cinematic. So now we can talk to Dr. Chakwas, who is actually probably going to talk about Kaidan, which is very interesting.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Let's talk about Kaidan.
How well do you know the lieutenant?
I'd never worked with him before this mission. But he has an impressive service record, over 12 special commendations. Tends to keep to himself, though. Maybe because of the headaches. It's not easy being an L2.
What does that have to do with it?
Well, most biotics now use the L3 implants. Lieutenant Alenko was wired with the old L2 configuration. Sometimes there are complications.
What kind of complications?
Severe mental disabilities, insanity, crippling physical pain. There's a long list of horrific side effects. Kaidan's lucky. He just gets migraines.
So there you go. So Kaidan does have a problem with the L2. So again, he's definitely above average when it comes to like a biotic who, is under that L2 thing. He's definitely there, but this is also why I said that the beacon might have actually done him in.
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
One of the best voice acted in any game I've ever been is Captain Anderson, or Councilman Anderson, however you want. Admiral Anderson.
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
Okay. So,
I should go.
I should
Goodbye,
go.
Commander.
Let's talk to Ashley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, Bioware just said that we can only have 2 companions or squad mates. I mean, they could have said 4. I would have preferred it.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. That means a lot from you. I've never met anyone who was awarded the Star of Terra.
Things were pretty rough down there.
Star of Terra.
Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
So, the Star of Terra, that's very interesting because it's a very unique comment that she makes based on the life path you chose. Again, they're not like, critical things. They're not going to change how people react to you at the end of the day. It's just interesting backstory. But BioWare has been selling medals and coins and things like that. And I've been waiting to see if they'll ever do like a Star of Terra medal, and I would get one. I would totally get one if they did that, because I know what it means. And it would be like they would have to kind of advertise what it actually means, because it's not commonly referred to or talked about. So
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
yeah, let's see here. Let me put in this real quick. I think it works here. Maybe there it is. It took a while for it to show up, but yes, I am a so the Team N7, that's like an emote that I have from Twitch, so ignore that. But if you use the BW Legion 23 at a checkout for Bioware Gear Store, at that link, you can get an extra 20% off your order. I haven't really been pushing that during the holidays because you can't combine it with a holiday discount. But I think that's over now, so you can use it this time. But anyway, I think it's good until that particular code is good until, I believe, the 10th. But if anybody ever needs a code, let me know, and you can message me, and I'll get you one.
Go speak to Joker when you're ready. Tell him to bring the Normandy into dock.
Thank you, Captain Anderson. And trying to remember if there's any codex things over here early on. Don't think so. Yeah, the game is just really trying to get us to go to the next thing. We can go downstairs real quick, though, and get those dialogues out of the way. Because there's a couple of people we can talk to, like this guy, Alliance Requisition Officer, and then the engine service person, Engineer Adams, and then we see him again in Mass Effect 3.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Oh, okay, so he's waiting for us to get Tali. That's right. Okay. All right.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
This has always been a good point. Like, when I first played this game, I was like, wait a minute. You're on my ship, making me buy things. What?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
And that's interesting because that carries a minor bit of importance if you're trying to do other story arcs, like the Conrad Werner story arc. You have to get which license is it? The Elkos Combine license. And if you don't have that, then when you do the Conrad Werner, it's not the complete story arc. So,
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
I want to see if there's stuff I can sell already. Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to hold on to that because I can give that to Ash. Let's get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Gonna hold these. Once I get to like, okay, so this, I almost accidentally sold this one, but this is your base armor, which I love. I really wish there was so many games I wish there was a transmog. I would totally run through the whole game wearing that armor. I really like it. But yeah, after a while, I sell everything that's level 1, and I often accidentally sell the default armor. We probably want to do this since we're doing Insanity. So, oh, it's on a timer. I need to probably turn that off. Let's see here. Grenade upgrade. Yeah, maybe this one too. It's not bad. I forgot about that. Okay, so that's good. We're good. And see, now we have 2 new codexes. But we're going to go talk to Joker real quick. And that'll set off the next cinematic where we're going into the Citadel. I don't think Presley says anything about Jenkins. I'm trying to remember. We can look into it. There's Navigator Presley.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Yeah, so he does talk about Jenkins, but not in a cinematic. Oh yeah, I think there's a codex in here. There it is, FTL Comlink, and we can read about that later. I'm trying to get all the codexes together, so when we listen to them, we won't do it in bits and pieces. Nav manual 1.4.1. There's another one right inside here. Where'd it go? I think it's maybe after. Yeah, it hadn't shown up yet. There's one that's here, and then I think one right over here for the shutters. I think. Sometimes, 1, 2, and 3 all mesh together in my head, so.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Epic scene incoming.
The size of that ship.
The Ascension, flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy.
Joker
Clearance granted.
loves the
You may
Normandy.
begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower, Normandy out.
So much so that
Normandy,
when,
this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
when anybody else is comparing other ships, he's like, Normandy's way better than that. Like, he's just so dismissive of anything else. Very good.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Yeah.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. He needs to be stopped. The Council has to listen to us.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Spectres. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not hers.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Spectres. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
Now, if Udina, which obviously this would be ridiculous, if Udina was a different race, maybe she would have made a comment about that. But she's just Alliance first. Ashley is Alliance first in all regards. The fact that Udina's like stepping up for mankind first. Mankind needs to be, there needs to be some kind of retaliation because mankind was the one that was attacked. And Ashley's like, I can't stand politicians. I mean, it makes perfect sense that she would say something like that in our context. But everybody like goes after Ashley and say she's a terrible person when she's just at the end of the day Alliance first.
Big place.
And this is where I think she makes the comment.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
Now, she is truly ignorant, so I'm not going to defend her on those things. But she is truly ignorant because she doesn't have almost any experience with aliens. None. So for her to say, like, it just... Like, if you see a Hanar floating, even Shepard calls him, you big stupid jellyfish. That's what Shepard calls him. Is Shepard a space racist? I mean... Again, I'm not defending Ashley, but I mean, from a certain point of view, you could say she's simply saying she doesn't know the difference. She's admitting her ignorance. So, but Alliance Patrol report: Captain Hendrickson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Rho cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do we want to send in a recon team? So none of these things really should make sense to us now, but obviously it opens up a side mission. And then next, we will talk to some of these aliens. This is so early on. And when I first did this game, you know, long time ago, I completely almost missed this area. And even when I did it, I didn't understand what was going on at all. Like, like what's going on here? Are they just like talking? Are they hanging out? Are they? What is this? I didn't even know this was like an ambassador area. I didn't connect those dots. But knowing that now, it makes it easy.
Do not do anything rash.
We could talk to Zelton first. That might be better.
Hello there, human. Sincere apology, but I am here on business and cannot be distracted right now.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response. You overheard that, did you? This is all
You just said
going
it.
so wrong, and it is the Asari consort's fault. She's the one who started all this.
Who is the consort? I think that is our initial good question.
Who's this Asari consort?
Curious, you have not heard. You must be new to the Citadel. Everyone knows Sha'ira, the consort. I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive. Suffice it to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
So, the way the Elcor speak, it's very unusual. They kind of give their emphasis or what the context of what they're trying to say, because everything they say is so monotone. This isn't like the first time that we've had a character in a BioWare game that has done this. HK-47 in KOTOR, and then in KOTOR 2 is the Hunter Killer 51. I forget their model number, but they're the gray ones, and they do the same thing. You know, they say with delighted enthusiasm, "Yes, master, I killed him." So, I mean, but see, the difference with the Hunter Killer is that they actually do give give some expression in their vocal retorts. Yeah.
Where can I find this Asari consort?
She is across the bridge from here. Her offices are easy enough to spot. Good day, human.
Okay. I think we can ask him about the other part of that, though.
Strange greeting, human. This is really not a good time.
You seem distressed. Is there something I can do to help?
Alarmed response.
Let me see. Now we can say what happened.
Did you?
What did this Asari do to get you so upset?
I cannot speak more about this problem. It is too sensitive.
So he answers
Suffice it
anyway.
to say, she has compromised my authority as a diplomat.
Okay.
Good luck with your problem.
Thanks to you, human. Good day.
What I liked about a lot of these dialogues, that even though we're like engaged and we don't know what's going on, we don't know who these people are, it adds it as a journal entry. So yes, we can go down that rabbit hole of a side quest, but it's also not saying, we didn't say to them, I will look into this, and that becomes, boom, a side quest. You know, it's not the standard trope of a dialogue in this game. It's I think it's great story writing.
EarthClan, you are in the wrong place, I think. Your ambassador is next door in the large office.
Chastising remark. Don't be so rude, Dan. At least introduce yourself.
I am Din Korlak, Volus ambassador. Is there something I can do for you, EarthClan?
So, I think this is where we find out a lot about the Volus, that, you know, everything you want to know about the Volus that you never thought you wanted to know. The Volus are very ancient. They are the second ones to find the Citadel, right behind the Asari. And I think they mentioned that here at this point. And that's important because, you know, the general impression is that the Volus they're obviously not dumb, but they're not really fully capable. And in fact, there's a lot of situations where we see the Volus and they're kind of ridiculed, mocked, you know, I am a biotic god, you know, and it's funny, but you never see like, well, no, I take that back. There's one instance where a Volus is taken super serious, and that's in this game. But he is a representative. Well, he's he gives information for the Shadow Broker, and we'll run into him pretty soon. But outside of him, there's not a whole lot of Voluses that really make that that stamp of clarity when what is a Volus and what can they do. They're just like a lot of roly-polies. So they're, like I said, they're criticized and they're put down, but really they have a good beef. They were here right away, and they contribute a lot to the galaxy. Without them, there is no financial stability. So why aren't they on the council?
I'd like to know more about the Volus.
I'm sure our history and culture would bore you, Earth Clan.
Actually, I would like to know more about your history.
My people came to the Citadel shortly after the Asari Solarians had discovered it.
Right.
We were instrumental in establishing a standardized galactic economy. However, despite our long association with the Citadel and our many contributions to galactic society, we still do not hold a seat on the Council.
Yeah, and he says, of course, the Solarians too. I forgot about them. But I want to say that, oh man, my memory is not good at the moment, but I want to say that I almost think that was retconned and the Solarians were later, but I could be wrong about that. I may be just completely misremembering that. But I don't often associate Solarians as like the first discoverers, but they were discoverers. And like the Turians, not the Turians, the Volus, they didn't rely on their biotic powers to, get from point A to point B. They used technology. Very interesting.
Tell me about Volus culture.
We are tribal by nature, but our ways are not violent. We barter and trade our lands and tribe members in order to increase status. Larger tribes often engulf smaller ones and eventually split again. Our society is very malleable, and our government is always shifting and changing. Since we're not physically adept, we trade our services for protection.
That's kind of an interesting society, because when it's constantly shifting and it's very, like he says, malleable, it prevents one group or one person to over influence everybody else, right? So you can have like a large group that's very popular and wants to do it their way and has the means to do it, but yet they're really not the majority. And not that the majority necessarily has to rule, but it prevents the ability for a smaller group, even if by percentage it's larger. If they're like 20% of the Volus, they're not influencing 100% of the way the Volus move forward as a group. So it's very interesting.
What is this place?
You are in the embassy for the Volus and the Elcor.
Your ambassador is next door, in his own office.
In this shared space, I aid my fellow Volus when I'm not being interrupted.
Okay.
What is it you do here?
I look out for the best interests of the Volus people. No easy task considering how often we are overlooked by the Council.
Chastising rebuke, Den. The Council favors your species greatly.
You are naive. The Earth Clan will be invited to the Council long before our species will.
Why aren't the Elcor or Volus part of the Council?
All species must prove themselves before they join the Council. All but the Earth Clans, it would seem.
Dismissive. Ignore the Volus ambassador, human. He is incorrect in his assessment.
Really? How long have we been waiting? How long do you think we'll continue to wait? Bah, this talk is wasted on the humans.
I think this just goes back to the history and culture, so we'll say, why so cranky?
You seem to have a bit of a chip on your shoulder, Din.
You humans are new to the Citadel, and yet the Council has granted you great favor.
Chastising rebuke, Din. Your species has always been granted many concessions. Volus territory has expanded tenfold since coming to the Citadel.
Details. We still have no real say in the decisions that affect Citadel space.
Okay. I should go.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Yes. Good day, Earth Clan.
And what I didn't do, definitely, I did not go back and talk to Kaylin the first time I played this. So, because even if I had seen it, I know I remember distinctly when I first played the game that I never talked to him. But even if I had seen it as an option, I would have been like, oh, it's a Bioware game. So you talk to one guy and the other one, includes his 2 cents. It's going to be the same conversation. So I would have skipped it.
Pleased greeting. Human, it is always good to see your kind. I am Ambassador Kaylin. Genuine query. Is there something I can do for you this day?
Why do you explain what you're about to say?
Our people communicate less through words and more through scent and slight movements. Plainly, we discovered our vocal expression was not enough to convey the feelings of our conversations to other species.
Why do you bother, Kaylin? These Earth Clan don't really care about our ways.
Remorseful response, Din. You don't truly believe that, and if you do, I am very sorry for you.
Tell me more about your species.
Genuine enthusiasm. I delight in telling the history of my people. It is agreeable to share our culture with others.
Tell me about the history and origins of the Elcor.
The Elcor were just beginning to explore Council space when the Asari first made contact with us. With their help, we discovered the relay closest to our system, and from there the Citadel. Proudly, within one lifetime we established a regular route to the Citadel, and quickly became one of the more active species living on this great station.
So he says something very, very interesting there. He says that they were just beginning to be a spacefaring race. So they had already established that. I guess similar to like humans, but probably a little bit more advanced. When the Asari showed up. Now, why is that important? Why is that like a neat little detail? Because if they had not established any kind of spacefaring methods, you could say that the Asari moved the Elcor along technologically faster than they were capable of knowing how to use it. And in which case they would have, you'd be questioning, well, there would maybe be a conflict of interest should the Elcor ever become influential. And so, or if they were to be put into a certain status, perhaps that maybe that they hadn't really earned. So it's important to see that the Asari only kind of showed up and kind of like said, oh yeah, by the way, well, here's a relay, which they may not have found. Maybe it was in the next system over or something like that they may not have found for the next, 100 years. They just simply said it's right over there. Or that's just an example. I don't know that that's what happened, but they simply, their home world is Dakuna. And it doesn't appear that the Elcor are like widely spread. Like they seem to be a little bit more central, unlike the Volus and humans and stuff. But the Elcor were already spacefaring, and that's, like I said, very important. He just kind of like glances over it before, and so they were spacefaring. They had established some foothold of doing that. And then the Asari showed up, and then they were able to, like, within a lifetime, like he says, they were able to, come to the Citadel. Interesting way of writing.
I'd like to know more about the culture of the Elcor.
Frankly, we Elcor prefer the safety and familiarity of our own colonies to the confines of space travel. Our society is built on small, tight-knit groups, though we are always welcoming to outsiders. Our government tends to be very stable. Our people are not very comfortable with sudden changes.
I think Ambassador.
What do you do here?
Modestly, I work to bring the problems and the requests of the Elcor groups to the attention of the Council.
Ha! They only give us these positions to keep us quiet. The Council doesn't care about our races.
Chastising rebuke. Your tone is inappropriate, Din. This human is not to blame for your malcontent or your misconceived suspicions.
Goodbye, Ambassador.
Sincere farewell. Good day to you, human. Enjoy your time on the Citadel.
But this is also why the Mass Effect 1 is often considered pretty slow as a game at the beginning, because not only do you have like a lot of dialogue, but some of the dialogue you have is with aliens who talk like this during the whole conversation. But it's a slow burn. It's a Mass Effect is definitely a slow burn, but once you're there, yeah, it's a raging fire.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
Just a little bit.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Okay. Now that's Avina over here.
Allow me to be your guide.
I almost never talk to her in a playthrough, but since we're doing a lore stream, I'll probably talk to her in a minute. Let me go up to the bar first, because I want to talk to the CSEC Turian guy. Let me make sure. Here's a diplomat.
I can't believe I landed a job here. This place is fantastic.
Here's a archive that goes to our codex. Here's another one. Level up. Yeah, I mean, it's just worth it to do as much as you can, because just passively, you know, we get a level.
Human, delighted, welcome. It is good to meet you.
So, oops. My fault. Oh, no. Next door. Right over here. But first, I'm gonna do this. Come on now. Diplomatic advisory warning. The following message was transmitted from an untraceable account to multiple recipients across the extranet. Further monitoring of the situation is warranted. My fellow biotic, you have been selected to receive this transmission because of our shared plight. Few understand us. Fewer tolerate us. We must stand together. We must build our our own new world. Come, join us in the Hawking Eta cluster. Only as one body can we right the wrongs done to our kind. So, another side quest. Very interesting. Alright, let's get over here and talk to this dude. This is a very tricky conversation, because I don't think you're definitely not going to say anything wrong. The problem is that we don't know anything. You know, we barely know what a Spectre is. We barely know our position in the bigger picture of galaxies. And here we're talking to like one of the heads, or the head of CSEC, who is the police of the Citadel. And so I don't actually disagree with anything that he's going to tell us, but we don't know what is. We don't know enough to have a strong opinion, you know, and yet they're kind of giving us strong opinions from their point of view. So it's really hard to, when you first play the game, to kind of like say, yeah, you're right. You know, I agree with you, or no, I don't agree with that. It's very difficult.
Commander Shepard, I didn't expect to see you here. Did Ambassador Udina send you?
Have we met before?
No, but I know you well enough. I'm Executor Palin, head of CSEC. It's my job to know when someone like you arrives on the Citadel. Was there something you needed, Commander?
Tell me about CSEC.
CSEC provides necessary police and security services throughout the Citadel. We're a civilian government agency, though many of our members have had military training. Of course, as the CSEC representative to the Council, I spend most of my time liaising between the two.
Investigation.
Tell me about your investigation into Saren.
Sorry, Commander. I don't make a habit of giving out details about ongoing investigations.
Okay. What about attitude towards humans?
I get the feeling you're not too fond of humans.
No, I just don't trust your kind.
See?
Not yet. You humans are eager to take all the power you can get, and you're being given a lot. If the Council wants to make humanity their new favorite pet, that's their business. But I don't have to like it.
So if we were to put Ashley in that seat, and there was a Turian asking these questions, and she says, "No, I don't trust you, Turians. You've been given a lot of power, and it's not warranted, not in my opinion just yet." Everybody would be calling out Ashley for being a space racist. This is the common thing. This is the common thing, though. She's not unique in her point of view. In fact, she's pretty mild, because she won't say anything like that. But yet he will. And yet he's okay. He's a good guy. You know?
The Council treats us like second-class citizens. We have to fight for everything we get.
Good. Then fight for it.
See?
But don't expect the rest of us to just sit back and let you take it. I'm a busy man, Commander. Are we done here?
So, like I said, I don't disagree with any of his point of views, but we just don't know enough yet. We know where we stand when it comes to humanity and saying, hey, look, yeah, we're not council pets. What are you talking about?
What do you know about the Spectres?
They're the right hand of the Council, or so they like to be called. More like the underhanded side of the Council.
What do you have against the Spectres?
I can't abide any organization that considers itself above the law, especially when it's left up to each individual Spectre to decide when and how to bend the rules.
Okay.
Sometimes you have to bend the law to keep people safe.
I've been with CSEC for 30 years. I've never had to break the law to do my job, not once.
Yeah, right. You expect us to believe none of your officers are corrupt?
There are over 200,000 CSEC agents. Some of them are going to be bad. But we don't turn a blind eye to corruption like the Spectres do. We do our best to find and punish any officer who breaks the law. Spectres? They'll never come under that kind of scrutiny.
The galaxy needs people like that. People who do the dirty jobs.
I agree. But they need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be accountable. Saren's out of control. We both know that. But because he's a Spectre, the Council doesn't want to do anything about it.
See,
Is
not
that the
wrong.
kind of person this galaxy needs?
See, he's not wrong. We're saying the Council needs Spectres. So we need people who can do things and get the job done. But he's saying, I have no doubt, yeah, we need people who will get this stuff done. But they need to be accountable for those decisions, because if they're above reproach, the situation we're in right now with Saren is because of the situation. He's not wrong. So.
But not all Spectres are like Saren.
True. But the potential is always there.
He makes great points.
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander.
Yeah, he makes just excellent points. But again, when you start the game this early, how do you know that? How do you know he's making great points? It's just very unusual.
Don't believe the rumors. The consort would never reveal her secrets. Of course you would. What do you want? Oh, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
I love his
Relax,
haircut.
Private. This isn't an inspection.
Right, sorry. What can I do for you, Commander?
We heard him talking about the consort.
What can you tell me about the Asari consort?
Well, she's an Asari who works here as... That is, she helps people with things.
You never went to see her, did you, Fredericks?
No, I never did. I couldn't afford it. It costs half a year's credits just to go in and talk to her.
Can you at least tell me where I can find her?
Sure. She's across the bridge from the embassies.
Thanks, kid. Have fun. Try not to get into too much trouble.
I will. Have fun, that is.
Bartender?
Hello, Commander. Can I get you something?
You know who I am?
Your arrival created a bigger-than-average stir among the diplomats and hangers-on around here. There's always something new happening around here. I could fill you in on some points of interest if you'd like.
Sure.
What's going on around here?
Well, you found the embassies, not much going on here. Across the bridge, you'll find the bank, the Emporium, and Shaira's. If you haven't heard of her, you soon will. If you need supplies, you can try the markets one level below. For entertainment, I'd try Flux or Cora's Den.
What is Shaira's?
The consort, she entertains clients who can afford her services. Most of the diplomats and ambassadors have visited her at one time or another. She's a very powerful woman, but also very respected.
Tell me about Flux and Cora's Den.
Well, Flux has gambling and dancing, certainly more lively than this place. Cora's Den, on the other hand, well, let's just say it's livelier and deadlier, all at the same time.
So, my dad,
So
when
long,
I was
Commander.
in high school,
Have a pleasant day.
and of course after, but I mean, when I was in high school, he worked at a particular building. It was a federal building, and he worked for the federal government. And it was always interesting because back then, this is before 9/11, you could have certain agencies within a public space. You can't do that anymore because of 9/11. No, because of Oklahoma City. Sorry, got my facts wrong. But anyway, it was always interesting going to his office, and it was like several stories up. And they did have like a couple of like little restaurant, more like deli places, you know. And there was like a I'm hesitant to call it a bar, right? It was just like this. It was a place that served a drink or two, and people could sit down. It was almost just like this. So when I played this, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense to me because the aesthetic was there. I was like, yeah, this makes sense. But I've never looked at it from the like an outside looking in on that type of situation. I've never looked at this and said, you know, I imagine this would have been like, yeah, this is boring, this is whatever. And the bartender even says, well, the places like Cora's Den and Flux are much more livelier than here. Well, yeah, this is not supposed to be a super lively place. This is a diplomatic bar area. So I kind of got it. You know, it's like it made sense to me. And I really think that as a game designer that they got it right, because it's not supposed to be super like crazy and loud music.
I don't have time to talk now. I'm very busy.
All right. Oh yeah, this guy.
This place seems strange. I wish there were more humans around.
See? That's not a racist comment, but you understand what I'm saying now. So many humans just want humans around them. They don't want to deal with aliens. They don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. They want to just be comfortable and not, you know, see a bunch of this. They want to see a bunch of that. That's just how most humans in this galaxy, in this universe work. So again, I've said it over and over and over, but everybody who calls out Ashley for being a space racist really hasn't played Mass Effect a whole lot, because it's all over. She's mild compared to most humans you talk to.
Welcome to the Presidium.
Hi,
Allow me
Avina.
to be- Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
Virtual guide?
What does that mean?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Alright, we're done.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
So, I'm just wondering. I'm not going to go all over the place. They want us to go to the Citadel Tower to talk to the Council. But I'm thinking I may go to Sha'ira's first. Before we do that. Oops. In fact, what I may do is I may wear the worst armor for right now. Because I want to see the talking to the Council in this armor. I just prefer it. Do do do. Do 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 do. Dum 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 dum.
That's nothing. I've had my office rearranged 5 times now.
5 times? But why? What do they want?
How should I know? It's not like Keepers offer an explanation for what they're doing.
And yet, everyone just lets them go on doing whatever it is they do.
What choice do we have? If you try to stop them, they just shut down and another one replaces it.
Just strange that we know so little about them.
Not to mention frustrating.
So they're talking about the Keepers, these guys. So her office, even though she's, you know, has an office and moved in and did all this stuff, the Keepers move stuff around. She would move stuff again and they move it around. So that's happened 5 times. And they're saying it's so strange we don't know anything about them. And yet, you know, they're constantly out here doing everything to the Citadel. They plant the seed of, like, what are the Keepers very early on in this game.
Welcome, I am Nelina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
So dismissive.
What do you do here, Nelina?
I'm one of the consort's acolytes. Many of the people here today will not see the consort, but they expect to be attended to just the same. It's our job to ensure that they leave contented.
What exactly do you attend to?
Well, each acolyte has her unique abilities. Some soothe with song, others with conversation. As much as possible, we seek to match the needs of our clients to the skills of our acolytes. My specialty is touch. My fingertips can find every tension point in your body and relieve it.
I'd like to try out your services.
Excellent. I'll add you to our client list. We should be able to see you in 3 or 4 months.
What is the consort? What does she do?
It's difficult to explain. She's many things to many people, and something different for each. Some seek her for advice, some for entertainment, others still for pleasure. Most of the time, our clients won't realize what they were seeking until after she has provided it for them.
You make her sound like some kind of oracle.
No, not in the usual sense. She's merely a woman with remarkable compassion and a generous spirit. I suggest you make an appointment and see for yourself.
Okay. Goodbye.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Nelina.
Yes, Sha'ira?
Send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with her.
Yes, of course, mistress.
Who does that? Only in video games and movies. Yes, Sha'ira? Is that you?
Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
What does she want to see me for?
I don't know. You'll have to ask her yourself. Just head upstairs. She'll be waiting for you.
It's also kind of cool that Nalina, even though that's surprising that she's agreed to see us right away, also doesn't question it. She's like, okay, yeah. Because Sha'ira, what Sha'ira wants, Sha'ira gets.
Humans find the consort irresistible.
This is my first time. I can't believe I didn't come sooner.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to see you.
Now, do you see? This is interesting. The Salarian, he's just sitting by himself. These two could just also be guests. However, look at how they're dressed. Look at Nalina. She's dressed with this pink and red. Pink and red. Pink and red. And of course, pink and red, pink and red. A Salarian is either just coincidentally dressed, or he himself is also a consort. Which, why they didn't just go ahead and make it an Asari, I couldn't tell you. But it is interesting. And this is the only human one we see. It's an attendant.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
Now, granted, they don't all have the abilities, obviously, that Sha'ira has. But it is interesting that they're mostly all Asari. Now, you would think, well, of course, you know, like Sha'ira, she's an Asari. Yeah, she's going to want her own people around. But they have an agenda. They have a reason for being here. So, you know, she's just an attendant. But at the same time, there's always that possibility that they don't have the same skills that these Asari have as attendants. So to have a Salarian here that's a possible attendant and a human, it's just interesting to me. I mean, I would have gone with all Asari if I was making the game. I'm glad they didn't, but it's interesting.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard a great many things about you since your arrival here in our citadel.
What exactly do you do?
That depends on your needs. I offer advice to some, comfort to others. I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Korra's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me, I would be very grateful.
Okay.
Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
And she's like, now get out. Get out of here. You've served your purpose. And you have a mission. Go. Go and get. All right. All right, Sha'ira, whatever. Whatever you say.
I have to admit I'm a little nervous.
That's understandable.
So, off we go. And I wanted to do this first because when we go to like Korra's den and stuff, we can kind of do two things at once there. We won't have to go back and forth, you know? So we've got that started. And look at that big old Krogan statue. And Ashley just says,
Hard to believe the Krogan were once seen as the saviors of the galaxy.
Now she says that, and we've never met a Krogan yet. What does that mean?
If you're gonna make a Krogan statue, you might as well make it big, right?
But in context, we know the Krogan aren't looked very favorably on. They're seen as, like, you know, brutes. So that's why she says what she says. It's hard to believe the Krogan were seen as the saviors of the galaxy.
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent emporium.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious items that credits can buy. This one is able to procure almost any item the human would desire, for a price, naturally.
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Did we already do goods? I thought maybe...
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious. This one is able to procure almost any
I'd like
item.
to see these rare and wonderful items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Standard items. So what I want is the license. That's all I want. There we go. And we got a codex. Right here, this guy, Bar Levon. One of the only, like, super serious Voluses that you'll run into. And he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he, you know, you won't see him in a position to be mocked or made fun of. So now let's go ahead and go to our the council. Yeah, the tower. Okay, and this is where we run into the first run-in with Garrus.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vakarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Come across anything I should know about?
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
I think the council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
So that's also kind of interesting. I mean, Garrus says, as you humans say, I feel it in my gut. So he has experience with humans. And that is so... it's not unique, but he is unique in that he has taken human culture and sayings and applied it correctly. And that requires a second level of you know, personal what am I trying to say? He's taken the culture of humanity and he wants to know about it. So you don't just like say, oh, like I think you refer to it this way, and then you refer to it incorrectly, like the context is lost completely. He actually knows what it means. That takes effort, you know. So Garrus always takes effort, and so you learn that early on. It's a simple phrase. It's a simple line there. He says, as you humans say, I feel it in my gut. I mean, it sounds kind of, you know, a little goofy in a way, but it kind of shows what type of personality we're dealing with when it comes to Garrus. That he not only is very good at recognizing others.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the council for years.
Here's about the Volus.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their coattails if they succeed.
Allowing the humans to join us is a sound strategic move. But the Volus? No. The Hanar are likely to be next, then the Elcor.
You may be right, though the Hanar need to lighten up a bit first.
You just don't like them because you have trouble understanding them.
Now personally, if you're going to put like anybody else on the council, and I think this was a storytelling maybe error, just personally, you know, if you're going to add the humans to the council, you have a potential split vote now on any matter. You have the humans, the Turians, Salarians, and the Asari, 4. So what if 2 believe a certain thing and 2 believe the other? Your problem. So if it was me writing this thing, I'd probably say, okay, if we're going to add humans, for instance, we're going to have to add a 5th. Got to do it. And that's where you have a whole new tree of this universe that you could have added that would have added some interesting depth. Because when we get asked who should, be the ambassador, should it be Captain Anderson or Udina? It doesn't really almost make any difference if you know where the story goes. But it would be interesting if they asked us instead of that, or in addition to that, who should be our 5th council race based on our, extensive interactions with everybody. That would be cool. I mean, for me, it would be the Volus. I mean, I don't have any question that it would probably be the Volus. The Hanar. The Hanar are right behind them, though, in my opinion, because the Hanar do so much for other races that it's hard to ignore that. But I think the Volus are definitely the 5th one in there, and they would probably be and there would be enough people on the council that the Volus wouldn't just have an overpowering voice. They'd only be 20%. So if you put them with if there was only 3 council members right now, and instead of Salarian it was Volus, I think we'd have a very different universe. But you add, if you have the Turians and the Asari and the Salarians, but then you add humans and the Volus, I think you got a pretty balanced idea of representation in this particular universe. I mean, that's just me personally, I think. That's my 2 cents. That's my hot take. And, it would have been, and it doesn't have to be like a total changing of the story necessarily. But because, let's say, we chose the Volus over the Hanar or the Elcor, or I'm trying to think of a race that would actually have issues with it. We can't say Batarian. That just would never happen. But I'm trying to think of another race where it would have an impact. But it's not like the Elcor would feel bad about us choosing, the Volus. The Hanar would. But yeah. Or the Krogan, actually. That I completely forgot about that. yeah, if so, we obviously can't choose the Krogan, but let's say we chose, it doesn't matter who it is, Elcor or Volus, the Krogan would be like, even now, I mean, later on in the game, I should say, would be like, hey, you didn't even nominate us, you didn't like suggest us, or any of that stuff. And then that way they're kind of a little hostile to you, not just because of, you know, the issues with the genophage and stuff, but also the fact that you didn't put them as a foot forward for that issue. It would have been interesting. It would have been a very interesting storyline too. And like I said, it doesn't have to be like a total story changing thing, but I think they kind of missed the opportunity because you would have had to have 5 council members rather than just 4.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
My hot take.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Yeah, there's no good answer for this. If we say you'll pay, I mean, that's a bit harsh, you know? We say, see, he hates us. There's nothing he's saying that's necessarily indicating that he hates us, you know? And insults typical. I do like that answer, but I don't like how the actual answer that Shepard gives.
Saren despises humanity.
See?
That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
It's almost like the middle answer.
Needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
Nah.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
They gotta play the mission failed music. Why? There's nothing we can do about this. Udina's so sad.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that C-Sec investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in C-Sec who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
So this starts a pretty long conversation between us and Anderson. But it's okay. I mean, basically, he's going to tell us a little bit. He's going to give us a little bit more information about, the past with Saren and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's fine.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Okay.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot of people died along the way, innocent people. And the official records just covered it all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars. It causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions, but only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken.
Twisted,
he likes the violence,
broken.
the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
Okay.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
So Anderson's really interesting because he agrees with Counselor Adina in that respect. And he understands that he is frustrated. But he's always like protecting him in a way at the very beginning here with Shepard. And it's... He shouldn't, actually. He shouldn't be defending him, but... that's the kind of person Anderson is. He's going to look at it objectively. He's going to say, well, this is where we stand. This is our best chance to get from point A to point B. And to make you feel better, let me just put it in a light that makes maybe a little bit more sense. Yeah.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago.
Oh.
I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge.
Yeah, I've already done this. Sorry.
Saren, but I saw how he operates. No conscience. No hesitation.
Let's talk about Harkin.
He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
Guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
I thought this embassy was supposed to help humans.
Harkin may be human, but he's also an ass. He's had more than his share of chances. If the embassy wasn't protecting him, he would have been fired 15 years ago. CSEC is better off without him.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
So that's interesting. They've been watching us for years. So, you know, of course, we enlisted very early on when we turned 18. And shortly thereafter is when we had our heroic moment and how we were able to get our medal. And since then, we've only, you know, grown in rank and responsibility and been very successful. So, yes, they've had our eye on us for a while. But, you know, we are Alliance. So we are more of an Alliance issue. And so it's kind of interesting that the council has made it a point to look at us. You know, they could look anywhere, and then they do. They look all over places, but it is interesting that they have focused on us. So,
what's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue, like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
Gotcha. There you go. And let's talk about the Shadow Broker. Well, let's talk about Bar Levon.
Tell me about Bar Levon.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius, doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, Spectres. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
There you go. Let's talk about the Shadow Broker.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game, and the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
So, it's important to know that we don't know this at this point, but there are other information brokers, and it's, you know, that's what their trade is selling information. It's just the Shadow Broker is the best, and so they kind of indicate that with that dialogue that he just did. He just says, and he happens to be the best, or she happens to be the, or whatever they are. So that implies that there are others who do it, you know, and there are. So, all right.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Okay. So, another Codex entry. And let's go this way. Now we're going to run into Chorban. We want to kind of do him so that way we can get this one out of the way. Again, it's not one of those that we have to do. It's a side quest. I do it almost every playthrough.
That guy's up to something.
What guy?
This one,
The one
Chorban.
over by the keeper.
But it's decent XP. So anytime you have a chance to do, you know, get XP for, you know, without him to do anything, why not?
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the keep.
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
I could help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a Keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the Keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
So, there's one right here. And like I always kind of like say is like tickle, 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 tickle. But yeah, there's 12 XP right there. And I always like, for the most part, I find most of them, except for one, right away. I don't know what it is about the way I do stuff, but it seems like I find them all, and then there's always one, and it's never the same one. It's like, oh yeah, there was one over here. but yeah, I always manage to forget about one somewhere somehow. And I know there's none over here, but still, missed opportunity for BioWare just throw something there, like a cylinder to get equipment or something. And I think there's one down that way, and then there's one over here too.
No, I'm waiting
Kohaku.
to speak with Commander.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything for us just yet. Boom, boom. We got some money. We got some XP.
I just want to ask a couple of questions.
Accidentally took out our weapon. And then we'll also have a little side quest that we can do, that we can pick up right here. This guy's...
but I wouldn't believe everything you hear.
Where is he?
That's just it.
Oh, he must be down there.
It's not just isolated
Let's get this keeper real quick. Yeah, there we go. Now, in the meantime, we're going to be doing some other missions and stuff, so we probably should go ahead and change our outfit again. Go back to a better... yeah. Now, Ash... yeah. I thought I gave her... yeah, there it is. Okay. There we go, and now we're off to go do some other stuff. And oh shoot, I should have just taken the fast shuttle. But we're here now, I guess. We might as well do this one. We'll listen to some elevator music.
I can't believe the Council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren's one of their best operatives. It's only natural they take his word over ours.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.
There's a keeper.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Please do not disturb the keepers.
Yeah, see, and again, Ashley's like, look at that bug thing. It does look like a bug. And I think it's on purpose, because you'll notice, like, in the Mass Effect universe, things that look like the Hanar, things that look like humans, they're not as easily indoctrinated. by the Reapers. These guys are. The Protheans were more or less used a little bit more effectively. There's a lot more of them than there are of other previous races, you know? So maybe there's something to that.
I've told you before, you're not allowed in here.
And here's a keeper. I don't think I want to talk to Barlavon just yet. We'll go to, oh yeah, here we go. This will be faster. Let's go to, hold on. Let me read the journal real quick. Oh, that's missions. Okay, Garrus. Speak to Harkin. Go to Cora's Den, that's right, and the lower wards and speak with Harkin, a CSEC agent who might know where Garrus can be found. Right. So that's where we need to go first, is Cora's Den. Simple. It's just faster. There we go. We'll hit save.
That's her.
Countermeasure deployed.
Huddle up!
Y'all go that way. Get him to come out.
Shields down.
Oh, he's moving fast. Oh my goodness. Got him finally. Welcome to insanity. Welcome to insanity, Caden. Wake up. Damn it, Caden. Now, fortunately, we got some equipment out of that. Oh, just a shield battery? Okay. Well, Ashley might be able to use that. Okay. Oh, yeah, and we need to probably do our upgrade real quick before I forget. We need to get to, okay, so we have a barrier. We need to do, shoot. Engineer, because that gives us extra tech talents and tech protection. This is a biotic barrier, so it's kind of pointless, but I mean, let's see here. I kind of want to do the electronics so that we can do this dampening, but I really need to get my basic armor up so that we can be a little bit more tanky than what we are right now. Then we'll do electronics 1 here. Yeah, okay. And so Ashley, we're going to make extra soldiers, and then we need her assault rifle, combat armor, I should say. Yeah. And then assault training would be next, and then I can get her fitness all the way up, because this really is important. But I really want to get her assault rifles up, because this is going to be my main thing for her. I love her having the assault rifles, because she's, as a tank, if she's just like going in there, it makes running through certain missions so much easier. Caden, whatever. Give you first aid or something. Yeah, first aid. Why not? All right. So we're in Cora's Den, and hey, Jenna.
Sorry, I'll get to you when I can.
Okay. Here's the patron.
I got business here, but not with you.
Here's General Septimus. Remember, he's the one who Shiala wants us to talk to.
Not now. I'm watching the show.
Commander. What do you want?
What's bothering you, General?
I've seen a lot of horrible things in my days, and there's only one woman in this damn galaxy that helps me forget it.
So if you feel that way, then why spread lies about her?
Because she rejected me! Me! Septimus Oraka, General of the Turian Fleet!
I think I can see why you're upset, but spreading these lies won't make it better.
Look, kid, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but don't waste your time.
So here's our first Paragon option.
General, did you ever win a battle by moping in a bar?
Ah, Lord. That's what this feels like, all right. How did I let it come to this? So you think it's that easy? Just straighten up and act like a general?
I don't think it could hurt.
Huh. Maybe you're right, Commander. Shaira's worth the effort. Even if she won't have me back.
This is no place for someone of your stature, General.
All right. I'll go to her. After I've had a cold shower or two. Say, you're a bright kid. Would you be interested in earning a few extra credits?
What do you want me to do?
There's an Elcor diplomat out there who believes Shaira gave up his secrets.
Why does he think that?
Because I told him. Look, I just need you to convince him of the truth.
What makes you think he'll believe me?
You'll bring him proof. Take this datapad. It shows where I got my info. It will exonerate Shaira and convince the Elcor.
Who am I taking it to, and where is he?
His name is Zaltan. He's an Elcor diplomat. He's over in the embassies complaining about Shaira. Well, here's to soldiers acting like soldiers. Thanks, Commander. You know, you might make a good general yourself one day.
You think? I think so,
Hard to
too.
imagine a general like that getting so upset about a woman.
That's because you don't understand women, Caden.
I see why this place is so popular. It's got quite the, view.
Hey, Lieutenant, put your tongue back in your mouth before you trip on it. 1,000,000 light years from where humanity began, and we walk into a bar filled with men drooling over half-naked women shaking their asses on a stage. I can't decide if that's funny or sad.
What? You don't think they're here because of the food?
Oh, they're here because of the food. Well, no, I guess we'll talk to Harkin.
Back off, Rex. Fisk told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting for? I'm standing right here. This is Fisk's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story. This story is just beginning. Okay. Out of my way, humans. I have no quarrel with you.
What was that all about?
Who knows? Let's just try not to get caught in the middle.
Okay. More codex. And then, Harkin.
Hey there, sweetheart. You looking for some fun? Because I gotta say, that soldier get-up looks real good on that body of yours. Why don't you sit your sweet little ass down beside old Harkin? Have a drink. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, Harkin's a piece of work.
I'd rather drink a cup of acid after chewing on a razor blade.
You trying to hurt my feelings? You gotta do better than that. After 20 years with C-Sec, I've been called every name in the book, Princess.
Call me Princess again and you'll be picking your teeth up off the floor. Now tell me where Garrus is.
Okay, just relax. Garrus, you say? You must be one of Anderson's crew. Poor bastard still trying to bring Saren down, huh? I know where Garrus is, but you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Is there something I should know about the captain?
The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush. The first human ever given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
Okay.
Why'd they kick him out?
Have to ask him. I never heard any of the details. Bet it's a good story, though. The hero's fall. Classic tragedy.
You said they covered all this up. How'd you hear about it?
I spent 20 years working cases here on the Citadel. People on this station love to talk. Secrets are like herpes. If you got them, you might as well spread them around.
You're a pig.
Just noticed that now, did you?
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
Okay.
What's it like working for CSEC?
You mean, what was it like? The executor suspended me without pay. Recurring violations. CSEC was keeping a file on me. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
Every mistake I ever made went into the books. Get a little rough with a suspect, note in the file. Have a couple of drinks on duty, note in the file. Skim a couple of credits off a drug bust, note in the file. It's a goddamn witch hunt.
You get off easy if you ask me.
What the hell do you know? Working for CSEC isn't like being a Marine. People get pissed off if we shoot somebody. Investigations, inquiries, rules, regulations. Every day I plow through enough red tape to choke a rhino. That's how you gotta be to do this job. So don't talk to me about right and wrong. You soldiers got it easy.
You need to look in a mirror. Sober up and take some responsibility for yourself.
Save your sermons. This ain't no church.
What do you know about Garrus?
Damn hothead is what he is. Still figures he can save the world. Always bucking heads with the executor. He'll pay for it soon enough. The executor loves to put us lowly field agents in our place. Just look what happened to me.
How well do you know Captain Anderson?
Met him a few times over the years. One of those hardcore military guys. Yes, sir. No, sir. Can't have any fun with a stick up your ass, sir. That's probably why he climbed the Alliance ranks so fast. The military loves brown-nosers.
The captain's a good soldier.
Sure, whatever. Dress him in a fancy suit, pin some shiny medals on his chest, and call him a hero. Everybody else does. But if he's so great, why'd the Spectres kick him out? Why'd you go ask him about that?
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink in peace.
He says a lot to us, despite, you know, having no reason to talk to us. It's not like he's getting anywhere with us, so, you know.
Why didn't Captain Anderson tell us he used to be a Spectre?
Maybe it's not true. Harkin's an ass. I bet he's just messing with our heads.
You're probably right. Still, I'd like to hear what the captain has to say about all this.
I mean, and that's why, you know, when they say that Shepard is the first human Spectre, you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, you know? That's true. But it's not technically true. Yeah, Shepard's the first successful human Spectre to, you know, whatever. But, oh, here's a keeper. But, of course, as we have the conversation with Captain Anderson, he'll explain more. There we go. Okay, so we'll go in here. Now, before I do that, I gotta open up like a door or something in here because it's getting a little warm in this room. Because we're in that type of temperature right now where, like, at night it gets fairly cold. It's relative. It's East Texas, so it's not like super cold. But during the day, it warms up, and so the house is insulated, so it stays warmer longer. And so, like when I have the room in here with, you know, with the computer kind of near me, it can get a little warm. So I gotta like open up a window or add a fan or something like that, just so I can get some air going on in here. So let me put it on a quick intermission, but it's not gonna be very, very long. I just want to do that so that way I can get some air going. So let me put it on my BRB screen, and I'll, of course, be right back. let's see here. I have Ripley. Hello, Ripley. Ripley's like, what the heck is going on? But if you see the little dog over there, oops, over there on the other side of the screen, that's a Sleeping Ripley GIF that was made for me. And this is Ripley. She's a Pomeranian named after Ripley from Aliens, yes. She's, oh, and that's Fox down there, he's growling. So we have 4 dogs, 3 Pomeranians, and then a big Akbash. It's kind of like a Pyrenees, but much leaner. Yes, Fox? I'm gonna help you. Fox thinks we have food or something. That's why Ripley's up here. That's what he thinks, but that's not true. So, oops. Get that. There we go. And so, anyway, I just wanted to show y'all Ripley. She's here. She's just been hanging out. But I have a doggo cam, but I don't really have it set up to where you can see her regularly. So until we kind of get that fixed, this is Ripley for now. So anyway. Ripley likes Mass Effect 2. I haven't gotten her the little Mass Effect outfit though, but I guess I could put her in it. But it would only be kind of worth it to do that if you could see her wearing it while we do these streams. But anyway, I'll put her back down since she doesn't know what's going on. She's like, what do you want? What do you need me to do? You have some treats for me? What do you got? I got nothing right at the moment. So let me put her down. There we go. But that probably got them all a little excited, so they might be barking a little bit here in just a minute. Sorry. I'll apologize in advance. Let me put my earbuds back on. Okay, so there we go. So let's this is the med clinic bay that Harkin told us where we could find Garrus.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear.
That was smart, Doug. Now if Garrus comes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut or we'll... Who are you?
Let her go.
Ah!
Enemy sighted.
What the? Caden, get out of my way, buddy. There we go. Got him. Finally.
Perimeter clear.
Man, that took a while, but we are on insanity, so it's not the easiest thing to hit these guys.
Perfect timing, Shepard. Gave me a clear shot at that bastard.
You took him down clean.
Sometimes you get lucky. Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
Why were they threatening you? Who do they work for?
They work for Feast. They wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garrus about the Quarian.
Does this have anything to do with the investigation into Saren?
I think it might. Dr. Michelle, tell us what happened.
A few days ago, a Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot, but she wouldn't tell me who did it. I could tell she was scared, probably on the run. She asked me about the Shadow Broker. She wanted to trade information in exchange for a safe place to hide.
Okay.
Where is she now?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
Not anymore. Now he works for Saren. And the Shadow Broker isn't too happy about it.
Fist betrayed the Shadow Broker? That's stupid even for him. Saren must have made him quite the offer.
That Quarian must have something Saren wants. Something worth crossing the Shadow Broker to get.
What else can you tell me about the Quarian?
I'm not sure. Like I said, she wanted to trade information for a place to hide. She didn't... Wait a minute. Geth. Her information had something to do with the Geth.
She must be able to link Saren to the Geth. There's no way the Council can ignore this.
Time we paid Fist a visit.
This is your show, Shepard. But I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
You're a Turian. Why do you want to bring him down?
I couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
You are, what does Darth Vader say to Princess Leia? You are a traitor and I'm part of the Rebel Alliance? Take her away. He has that attitude.
Welcome aboard, Garrus.
You know, we aren't the only ones going after Fist. The Shadow Broker hired a Krogan bounty hunter named Rex to take him out.
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
A Krogan might come in handy.
Last I heard, he was at the C-Sec Academy.
What's he doing there?
Fist accused him of making threats. We brought Rex in for a little talk. If you hurry, you can catch him at the Academy before he leaves.
Move out.
Okay, so we're taking Garrus and Ash. Katie will probably never be in our party again.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from Fist's thugs, Commander. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there.
You're a doctor. How did you end up here on the Citadel?
My parents brought me here when I was young. My father was a medic with the Alliance. I chose to keep the medical tradition alive, but not the military. Fixing up wounded soldiers isn't my idea of fun.
Let's see here.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
And she has the first aid interface, which helps with regeneration. It's good for all of. That's going to be good for all of my companions and me. We find these as we do the game, but especially early on, we want stuff like this. I don't know if I want to pay. Well, what else am I going to buy it? You know, use it for. You know, equipment. Oh, squad. That's right. We need to upgrade Garrus, so we'll do this. Accuracy and assault and sniper rifles, and I definitely for Garrus, I know he's more known for sniper rifle stuff, but I tend to use the assault rifle for quite a bit. And also, if we use Garrus, which I'm not going to use him a ton. Here's the problem: I like to use Garrus and Rex. I'm sorry. No, that's wrong. I like to use Ashley and Rex a lot, but they don't have the decryption stuff, you know? So that means bringing Garrus. And I like bringing Garrus, but only for the purposes of the decryption. Yeah. It's so frustrating because I do like having Ash in the party. The survivability with Ash goes way up. However, let me put in one thing here real quick. It's hard to use her when she's limited in, having those skills, encryption and decryption and stuff. So, that's why you bring Garrus, so that you can have that option. So I guess I might as well put that on there for right now. And yeah, we don't have any points there. Okay. And then I want to do the equipment. Garrus. Let me see. Yeah. That'll work. And but yeah, I mean, that's the only thing about having Ash in your party is you just don't get those extra. Now we're a tech expert, so now if we look at this, actually, if we go into our own, we have electronics here. We have decryption, So, but I'm gonna probably in this hacking. So at some point, I'm gonna have to start putting skill points in this, and then, like I said, we may not need Garrus at all. So there's decryption and electronics. Meanwhile, Garrus has exclusively decryption. And I kind of regret putting points there now, because then I could have actually put it in ours. If we maximize this, we may just be able to do a true Rex Ash run, like almost nothing but that. And that would be kind of cool. The other option, of course, is having Tali, who has a similar talents. I mean, she's a technician as well. So I do like having her around. Having two engineers, it's nice. Trust me, it's nice. Okay, so let's go to CSEC, which is really just downstairs from where we're at. So actually, I'm in the wrong thing here. Yeah. Let's just go downstairs. Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. It's even bigger than it looks.
There's this guy. Oh, here's another keeper. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle. And he'll give us a little bit more lore information when it comes to like CSEC and stuff. So
hey, I know you. You're Shepard, right? I was on Mindwar during the Blitz. Saw you on the vids when you got your medal. You saved the whole colony.
Looks like you have a fan.
I'm sorry, I just never thought I'd meet someone like you in person. My name's Lang, Officer Eddie Lang, Citadel Security. It's an honor to meet you, Commander. What are you doing down here in the wards? Anything I can help you with?
Why'd you join Citadel Security?
I don't know. Seemed like the right thing to do, you know? Maybe it's in my blood. My grandfather was a cop back on Earth. It's kind of what CSEC is. Police for the Citadel. I'm still pretty new at it, but I like it so far. Way more interesting than staying back on Earth. You get to meet all kinds of cool aliens, like those Hanar. Wild. Plus, CSEC is a lot of respect here. We uphold the law. People, even aliens, appreciate that.
Oops. Let's see here. What about the Citadel?
How do you like working here on the Citadel?
This place is amazing. I've been here almost a year, and I still haven't seen a tenth of it. The Presidium's just so beautiful. Good place to go and relax. But I really like it here down in the wards. There's always something going on somewhere. Like that new club they just opened a few months ago, Flux. Wicked scene in there, Commander. You should check it out when you have some time.
What about the Spectres?
What do you know about Spectres?
Just the stuff they show in the vids. They always make them out to be super agents on secret missions to save the galaxy. I know it's not really like that, though. Some of the other CSEC guys don't like them too much. Figure they shouldn't be able to operate outside the law. But if they were so bad, the Council wouldn't use them, right?
So this guy's this Officer Lang guy, he really does a great job of breaking down these subjects, especially for a human, right? So he categorizes, looks at it from the humanity standpoint, and puts them in a bottle and says, this is what it's about. You know, it's like, oh, most people don't like that, or like most people in CSEC don't like them, I guess, because whatever, this and that. But they're kind of portrayed as superhumans, this and that, or super beings or something. And he does a really good job. And so that's why I like talking to him for like this lore stream, because he really is able to, if you're kind of confused as to like who is what and what's humanity's perspective on this, Officer Lang, just ask Officer Lang, he'll tell you.
Do you know a CSEC officer named Harkin?
I shouldn't really say too much. He's been on the force a lot longer than me. But I've heard things, you know? Drinking on the job, taking bribes, that kind of thing. Rumors mostly, but they suspended him, so some of it must be true.
Yeah. All right.
I have to go.
Right. You're probably real busy. Well, see you around, Commander.
But yeah, no, if there's more people like him, it really clarifies a lot of things for us. Oops, went the wrong way. No, we're going the right way. We want to go to CSEC.
So Garrus, any regrets about leaving CSEC?
Fighting a rogue Spectre with countless lives at stake and no regulations to get in the way, I'd say that beats CSEC.
True enough. I'd rather be fighting than trusted to somebody else.
So we want to get some levels underneath us. But we also want to be able to explore the galaxy and open up crates and stuff and get good gear. We can't do that if our decryption stuff is still low. So it's a fine balance. It's tricky. So it's like one of those things, you want to stay on the Citadel as long as possible to get as much XP as possible, but it's kind of boring too. So
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Rex.
You should warn Fist. I will kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
My name's Shepard. I'm going after Fist. Thought you might want to come along.
Shepard. Commander Shepard. I've heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
Glad to have you on the team, Rex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go with Rex and Ash. It is interesting to take Garrus to Kor's Den, but okay, so now we want to give Rex his powers. Ooh. Yeah. Because at some point I do want him to have shotguns. But it's so hard to commit to the second tier thing when you have, you know, this filled out. However, with shotguns you get Carnage, and Carnage in this game works really well for Rex. It's kind of like a grenade, but it's rechargeable, you know. So let me see what he's got for equipment, and see, that's not as good as what he has already. Okay, now he already regenerates, so let me let me put this one on, and then for ourselves, I forgot to change it for us. We have the stimulant pack, which is a 5% cooldown reduction, but I'd rather have the regeneration. And then Ash, same thing. Let's... Oh. Well, she's already got one. Huh. So... we'll just give this to Rex then. That's surprising. I didn't think we had that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to go. Shoot, there's so many things. I tell you what, off stream, I'll talk to a lot of the people that'll give us side quests here on the Citadel. I won't take up the stream time for that. We'll just go straight to Kor's Den. Where they will be expecting us. Okay. So you can already tell. I'm covering it.
Fist knows we're coming.
I'm covering it already, but
I'm on it.
I'm at the little map on the lower right. Red everywhere.
Huddle up!
I will destroy you.
I will destroy you.
Rally round!
Okay, now I'm gonna come back out here. Come on out here. Come on, guys. Guys. Come on.
I'm on my way.
Let's be smart.
On my way.
Okay, now go out there. I'll take this side, you guys take that side. Okay.
Form up.
Okay, you guys, come on.
Terrain's too rough.
I missed. Now he's gonna regenerate, so. It's okay.
Form up.
Got him. We're done. We got him.
Think we got him, Commander.
Yeah, we got him. We got him. And this is on Insanity, so I do have to be a little careful. We should have some equipment. Oh, assault rifle. Okay. So for Ashley, she's going to get a better assault rifle now. Yeah. And Rex, he's going to get what she was using. And yeah, ain't got nothing. Okay, save that real quick and let's go. Well, hello guys.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Warehouse workers. All the real guards must be dead.
Stop right there, criminal
Stay back
scum.
or we'll shoot.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Yeah. But Caden says the same thing, but it's like more annoying. I don't know. Ooh, Avenger 3. I think that's better than what Ashley has. Let me take a look. Oh, it is. Nice. Nice. So, Rex, you're going to get that one. And then... yeah. Okay. And I think that's it, right? I think there was a shotgun, maybe? No. No, it was a pistol. So... let's look at what we have first. We have the Stinger and the Striker and the Kessler. So let's give Rex at least the edge right there. Okay. Well, we're good.
Why do I have to do everything myself?
Take cover! Hold the line!
Okay.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Just got to take out the turrets. Yes, I need information.
Where's the Quarian?
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait, I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here, said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
Nobody meets the Shadow Broker, ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Give me the location, now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Boom.
Drop the gun, Krogan.
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
We don't shoot unarmed prisoners.
How many people died because of him?
He's right.
He brought this on himself. Besides, we have more pressing concerns.
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
That is true too. So let's get the safe. Crap. There we go. Ooh, chemical rounds and high caliber barrel. Maybe I should have time. Ooh. Let's give this to Ash real quick. That's a better interface. And Rex. No, I think he's still better off because he regenerates anyway. So for our we have a heat sink +2. Hammerhead. It's probably a better way to go right there. I think we already had that actually. Yeah. And then Ash, she should now have, well, she's still got chemical rounds. And then now we should be able to do this one. This is what we want. There we go. Yeah, and then for right now, Rex has to use an assault rifle as well. But now we have something to give to him. Right there. That should help. That should definitely help. Okay, we gotta go. We gotta go, guys.
I can't make it.
You can make it.
Target online.
Can't get there.
You can get there, Rex.
Go, go, go!
Regroup!
Come here. Bam.
Perimeter secured.
On me!
Here we go. We did it. We made it out. Okay, so let's go up here. And we must find the Quarian. We found her.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
Oh, she slapped him.
Enemy
Don't
sighted.
touch me.
Warm up. Shields
dude.
disabled.
This dude is gonna get us killed. Crap. I need to... Where's my button for the... Oh, there it is. Oh, crap. Unbelievable. Yeah, see, when he comes up on us, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Oh, well, that's fine. There's one death, at least for this game. Yeah, that one I can't control too well because of... I mean, that's so intuitive, you know, for him to, you know, take cover right in front of us. But yeah, there's nothing I can do because I can't take cover here. You know, he's right here, so it happens sometimes though. It's not all the time.
Did you bring it?
Normally he takes
Where's the
cover
Shadow
right there by
Broker?
the keeper.
Where's Fist?
They'll be here. Where's the evidence?
No way. The deal's off.
But oh well. I was hoping to do a deathless run, but I can't control things like that.
Bring it on.
Yeah, see how he's like right there now this time? It wouldn't let me zoom. There we go, finally.
Fist set me up. I knew I couldn't trust him.
But that was much cleaner. You see, that's just, yeah, I can't do anything if it doesn't let me have a place to take cover, and then he just like, you know, shoots at me. And my guys weren't even shooting at him, so I couldn't figure that out. If you hit like on a keyboard, the default like Z is like, that's a target you want your squad mates to shoot at, and nothing was happening.
Were you hurt in the fight?
I know how to look after myself. Not that I don't appreciate the help. Who are you?
My name's Shepard. I'm looking for evidence to prove Saren's a traitor.
Then I have a chance to repay you for saving my life. But not here. We need to go somewhere safe.
The ambassador's office. It's safe there. He'll want to see this anyway.
Yeah, Ash is missing from the whole scene. I don't know.
You're not making my life easy, Shepard. Firefights in the wards, an all-out assault on Korra's den. Do you know how many... Who's this? A Quarian? What are you up to, Shepard?
Shut up and I'll tell you.
This Quarian can help us bring down Saren. I would have told you that if you hadn't jumped down my throat.
I apologize, Commander. This whole thing with Saren has me a bit on edge. Maybe we should just start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here.
See,
Why did you leave
how
the
Udina
flotilla?
is so much more polite if you
I was on my
take the
pilgrimage.
renegade type
My rite
option.
of passage into adulthood.
It's hard to explain. I mean, Udina is such a weird bird because if you're like nice, and he's like, that's not what I was expecting, blah 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 blah. And then if you're like kind of rude from time to time, he kind of like understands that. That's like his language. I don't know.
I've never heard of this before.
It is a tradition among my people. When we reach maturity, we leave the ships of our parents and our people behind. Alone, we search the stars, only returning to the flotilla once we have discovered something of value. In this way, we prove ourselves worthy of adulthood.
What kinds of things do you look for?
It could be resources like food or fuel, or some type of useful technology, or even knowledge that will make life easier on the flotilla. Through our pilgrimage, we prove that we will contribute to the community, rather than being a burden on our limited resources.
So this is great storytelling in that, you know, you get introduced to the Quarians and even why she's here. So limited resources. Why do the Quarians have limited resources? You know, it's like planting all these little seeds of who the Quarians are without like overtly saying, well, many years ago we were exiled from our planet. We didn't ask for that, and she just has no reason to just spill all that out. But, you know.
Tell us what you found.
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
How did you manage to preserve the memory core?
My people created the Geth. If you're quick, careful, and lucky, small caches of data can sometimes be saved. Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
He said Eden Prime brought him one step closer to finding the conduit. Any idea what that means?
The conduit must have something to do with the beacon. Maybe it's some kind of Prothean technology. Like a weapon.
Maybe.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Are they some kind of new alien species?
According to the Memory Core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
So, up to this point, of course, we only have the vision that Shepard has that says the Reapers are coming and this and that. So, it is a little baffling when it says, oh, Shepard's the only one who believes that the Reapers are coming, blah, blah, blah. Actually, Tali is the person who even first mentioned the Reapers. And she gets that information from the Geth. You know, the Geth that she stole the memory bank from with the audio file. The matriarch, Liara's mom, says, and one step closer to the Reaper's return. So there's all this like storytelling going on without outright saying who things are and what they are and stuff. So they're putting pieces together very cleverly, almost to the point where like when you play the game and it's all like makes sense, it's like, oh yeah, we knew that. They're just kind of like repeating. So they're actually not. You know, this is all new information, but they're doing it in such a way that your intuitive memory is starting to fill in the blanks. This is really good. It's really good.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life, and they believe Saren knows how to bring the Reapers back.
The Council is just going to love this.
The Reapers are a threat to every species in Citadel space. We have to tell them.
No matter what they think about the rest of this, those audio files prove Saren's a traitor.
The Captain's right. We need to present this to the Council right away.
True.
What about her? The Quarian?
Oh shoot, I didn't have a chance to change my outfit.
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do. Let me come with you.
I thought you were on your pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage proves we are willing to give of ourselves for the greater good. What does it say about me if I turn my back on this? Saren is a danger to the entire galaxy. My pilgrimage can wait.
So, you know, it's almost like the Paragon answer says, you could be useful, or just join us is the neutral one. It says, you're not ready for this. But, I mean, I'm going to say join us, but it's a little deceptive here because we say you could be useful. I don't really want to say that like that, so we're just going to say join us.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Thanks. You won't regret this.
Anderson and I will go ahead getting things ready with the Council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Okay. I'm going to take Tali because I want to upgrade her stuff. And then we'll take Ash. Yeah. And then I'm going to change my outfit so that I can do the cinematic in the N7 gear. N7 gear. Tali? She needs this one. Now she's a shotgun expert. But let me just see what kind of better. Do that. Yeah. Okay, and then for our own, let's do this. And okay. No, I'm just going to keep the heatsink for now. And yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's do this. And then what we'll do is we'll go talk to the council. We'll get our promotion. And then we'll call the stream right there. There's still a few things on the Citadel we could do. And I might do that off stream so that you guys aren't just sitting here looking at, you know, certain... If it's a big lore dialogue, I'll probably, you know, save it. But there are some things like just some side missions, like the guy who wants us to scan the keepers. He's got a cohort. He's got a partner, and he's trying to blame him for, well, not the one we talked to, but he's being blamed by this other guy for, being putting a hit out on him or something like that. So that kind of stuff is not really lore relevant. So we talked to Sha'ira, and we also talked to the Admiral. So we can talk to Zeltan, who will now stop spreading lies about Sha'ira.
Strange greeting, human. This is really not a good time.
I know who revealed your secret. It was a Turian named Septimus.
Unbelieving, I know this Septimus, and he could not learn my secrets. The only way he could learn them is from the Asari consort.
Not true. Look at this.
Confused. This is difficult to fathom. If the Turian could learn this on his own, dismayed, anyone can discover my secret.
Septimus is a powerful man, and it wasn't easy for him to find.
Relieved. I suppose you are correct, human. Thank you for this information. Startled realization. I must speak with the consort. She will be most displeased with my actions. Anxious request. Please, human, if you will excuse me, I must go now.
I'm sure she'll forgive you. It was Nana's mistake.
Doubtful. Perhaps you are right, human. I can only hope so.
Thankful. That was a great thing you did, Commander. Approving. You see, Din, not all humans are as you say.
I'm sure the Earth Clan stands to profit from this in some way.
Yeah.
Apologetic.
Yeah. So we'll come down here, and I think we can, because we have Ashley in our party, we kind of get a special dialogue with the person that's downstairs here. Samesh.
Excuse me, Commander Shepard. Could you spare a moment of your time?
Yeah, if you don't have Ashley in your party, there's a line or two that gets missed from talking to Samesh.
Commander Shepard, my name is Samesh Bhatia. Forgive the intrusion, but I have nowhere else to turn.
It's no trouble. What can I do for you?
My wife was a Marine. She was in the 212 on Eden Prime.
Wait, the 212? Your wife was serviceman Nirali Bhatia. I'm Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. I served in her unit.
Chief Williams, it is a pleasure. Nirali spoke of you with great respect.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Mr. Bhatia. Nirali was a good woman. What can we do for you?
I've requested that my wife's body be returned to me for cremation, but the military has refused my request.
Why did they refuse your request? There's got to be some reason.
I don't know. All I know is that they have declared it impossible for my wife to be returned to me.
There's no reason for your wife's body to be held like this. Just wait here.
The man in charge of my case is Mr. Bosker. When I last saw him, he was in the expensive bar over there. Thank you for your time.
The expensive bar.
I just want to give my wife a proper funeral, and the respect she deserves.
Okay. So that's what I was saying. So, you know, they recognize each other, and all that. So if you don't have Ashley in your party, that you don't get that dialogue. I mean, you still get to do the mission, but it's just interesting. It clearly shows Ashley was very close to the people that she worked with, and she just has that nature where wherever she's at, she wants to do her best in the name of the Alliance. And like I said, she's Alliance first all the way. That's downstairs. Never mind. Let's do this real quick.
My goodness, you're Commander Shepard. Your activities made for quite a briefing in the Diplomatic Corps. Is there something I can do to assist you?
Yes. A man named Samesh Bhatia is having some trouble claiming his wife's body.
Ah, Mr. Bhatia. A good man in an understandably frustrating position. I wish I could help him. Serviceman Nirali Bhatia died on Eden Prime, as Mr. Bhatia no doubt told you. Her wounds are inconsistent with any type of weapon damage we've seen before. That is why her body is being held.
You think that her body might be dangerous or contaminated?
No, Commander. Nirali Bhatia is not dangerous. Her body is in fact extremely valuable to the Alliance. The tests we're conducting may lead to better defenses against Geth attacks. Respectfully, Serviceman Bhatia may save more lives in death than she did in life.
How long do you think this research is going to take?
This is a long-term study. I wouldn't expect the bodies to be released for a year or longer.
You gotta have a lot of bodies. Can't you release one?
Very few bodies had this new type of weapon damage, and very few were in good enough condition to study. Beyond that, Commander, we need as many bodies as we can to get a reasonable sample size.
When will this research result in actual new technology?
If we're lucky, we'll actually realize usable technology from this study in a few years.
I understand what you're trying to do, but holding the body is wrong.
Commander, you of all people should understand how far we must go to protect humanity.
Not if we lose our humanity in the process. I am out here fighting to stop crap like this.
All right, Commander. You win. It was hard enough refusing Mr. Bhatia. I'm not going to risk an incident by refusing you. Tell Samesh that the body is being shipped back to Earth. I'll go now to see to it myself.
So I don't really see a great advantage of holding it. I mean, he's talking about, like, you know, a study that could take years and years and years to yield any kind of positive results. And tickle. You know, it may or may not be, it may not even lead to anything. So that's why, you know, it makes no sense to just hold the body, you know, in this situation. It might help, but it, like I said, it may be like 5, 6, 8 years before it helps. So, and the Reapers are coming, so there's no need.
Hello again, Commander. Has there been any word?
I reminded Mr. Bosker what we're fighting for. Your wife is coming home.
Thank you. I will return home and begin my preparations. It does not bring me happiness, but it may bring me peace. Goodbye, Commander.
Samesh, I don't know if this helps, but your wife, Nirali, loved you very much. She missed your cooking, and she played recordings of you every night before she went to sleep.
I know, Miss Williams. But thank you. It's nice to hear it again.
So, again, another unique Ashley line. So, you know, Ashley's not this cold, you know, person. There is some, like I said, it just whoever she's around, wherever she's assigned, she does try to do, know her people, and she's very protective. And you get that as you start talking to her on the Normandy about her family and stuff. So it's just her nature, and I think it's consistent. So, you know, I've said it before 1,000 times, but Ashley's just a well-written character. She's done very well. And if you like take her as like the enemy, she's a space racist, that's fine. But that just, like I said, goes to show she's written really well to where you don't like her. You know, any enemy that is written to the point where, you know, you just hate them because of their personality, it's well written. So I just don't take that perspective, because I don't think that's where we're coming from. It's just the problem is that you only see Ash as your human representative, and you think that her attitude is extreme, but it's actually quite the norm. In fact, it's low key.
Commander, I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him. Even the Alcor diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
It was my honor to aid you.
You are too kind, Commander, but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
I'd be honored.
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation
Words.
of who you are and who you will become.
Okay.
I see you. Your uniform fits as though you were born wearing it. You are a soldier through and through, proud, solitary, alone, but it gives you strength. It is that strength that people are drawn to. It is why you lead and others follow without question. You will need that leadership in the battles to come. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
You have quite a gift, Shayera.
She's a fortune cookie.
Thank you. Not everyone appreciates it as you do.
I don't
Never
appreciate it.
underestimate the power of words.
Well, there you go.
Here, Commander. In light of your efforts with the Alcor ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
What is it?
A small mystery. I have never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you.
Okay, fine.
Remember my words, Commander Shepard.
More XP and couple
They will give you
Paragon.
strength.
So that's really, you know, what I needed out of this. Now we can go to the council, because all of these, you know, surface level issues and side quests and stuff are done. So we're good. We are good. Save real quick. Citadel Tower. And like I said, what we'll do is we'll do the presentation for our promotion, and then we may call the stream at that point. And I appreciate everybody coming by. I plan on doing this every Friday night for me. You know, I'm in Central Standard Time in the United States. So I changed it from 7:30 to 7. A little risky because, you know, when I get off of work, I'm pretty tired. And, you know, but we'll just play it by ear, you know, going forward. We may move it to Saturdays perhaps, so that way I have a lot more energy. But we'll see. We'll see. I am doing a few lore videos next, but Mass Effect I've been doing for quite a while. I just finished the playthroughs of Plague Tale, so I'm going to do something different real quick. It's not a playthrough. Well, it kind of is, but it's like a lore reveal playthrough / RPG. I don't know how to put it, but it's with the Power Wash Simulator. So I got challenged saying, oh, well, you know, because I kept talking about there is lore in Power Wash Simulator. There is an actual story there. And that was like, no, there's not. No, there's not. And then even the people that were playing it were like, no, there's no story there. But they're not reading the emails. They're not or the texts. They're not reading they're not seeing how some like common threads of things are going on in each scenario. So they said, well, why don't you make a video to kind of show what all that, you know, what you mean by all that. So I said, okay. So so I think I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I've storyboarded it for the most part. I haven't written it out, but I think either this weekend or maybe next weekend I'll start recording it, and then that way I can start laying down the vocals for it. and and then we can just move on, because it's going to be one big video versus like in chapters or something like I've done in the past for playthroughs. So I don't know how long it'll be. I mean, in the top of my head, I mean it may be like an hour or 2 hour long video, conservatively speaking. I mean, I could see this being a 6 hour video. But I'm going to try not to do that. I don't want to go like from text to the next text to the next text. I want to have just like some interaction and some, you know, comments and whatever, because I'm going to take a position of me as the power wash guy. And I've decided to like quit my job and do nothing but power wash from now on or something. So I've reset the game completely. All my upgrades that I had originally are gone. So I'm going to record it in the perspective of like we're doing it for the first time. So I don't know. I think it'd be I think I can make it interesting. We'll see. I don't know. There may be more there than I'm saying that there is. So we'll see. But again, we will do this quick cinematic, and I will see you guys next week. And then from this point forward, like I said, I may do some quick stuff off stream, some non-lore based stuff, so that way we get the XP that we need to, oh, I didn't realize I got a level. I did not realize that. Dampening, yeah. Hacking. I think I'm going to do that one. And then what we'll do is, like I said, next weekend, or next Friday, I should say, we'll come back and we'll be able to load onto the Normandy and start, you know, doing missions in the galaxy. You know, have fun. Let's see here. Do this one. And fitness. Oh, no, we're not there yet. Fitness. There we go. Do that. And then tally. Do this. Ooh. So because I did, wait a minute, for our character we did decryption, Tally needs to do electronics, right? Decryption, she needs to focus on electronics for right now. Actually, I'll be honest, I may just focus on the basic armor, because as long as I'm doing this stuff, she doesn't need to also have it. So let me do that like this. We don't need to double down on the, yeah, there we go. That'll actually make Tally very viable, because she'll be kind of like almost like a little mini tank. You know, she'll have all the basic armor, the first aid, a marksman with the pistol, and also be able to just, you know, focus on her as a quarrying machinist. I won't need her to do these other things, although those are part of her powers. So we'll sacrifice her powers for the sake of making her like, you know, buffed. Okay. Let me also save a quick save right here. I mean, a new save. And then let's do it. Let's go talk to the council.
Come on. Udina's presenting the Quarian's evidence to the council.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
You wanted proof? There it is.
This evidence is irrefutable, Ambassador. Saren will be stripped of his Spectre status, and all efforts will be made to bring him in to answer for his crimes.
I recognize the other voice, the one speaking with Saren. Matriarch Benezia.
Who is she?
Matriarchs are powerful Asari who have entered the final stage of their lives. Revered for their wisdom and experience, they serve as guides and mentors to my people. Matriarch Benezia is a powerful biotic, and she had many followers. She will make a formidable ally for Saren.
I'm more interested in the Reapers. What do you know about them?
Only what was extracted from the Geth's memory core. The Reapers were an ancient race of machines that wiped out the Protheans. Then they vanished.
The Geth believe the Reapers are gods, and Saren is the prophet for their return.
We think the conduit is the key to bringing them back. Saren's searching for it. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Do we even know what this conduit is?
Saren thinks it can bring back the Reapers. That's bad enough.
Listen to what you're saying. Saren wants to bring back the machines that wiped out all life in the galaxy? Impossible. It has to be. Where did the Reapers go? Why did they vanish? How come we found no trace of their existence? If they were real, we'd have found something.
So, of course, the Turian counselor always, makes good points. But he's always the most antagonistic. I mean, I like the Turians. There's not many people who play Mass Effect that says, I don't like the Turians. But he especially is so antagonistic of anything we try to accomplish. But I get why. I mean, if the council goes along with everything we said, then there would be no conflict. So he creates the conflict in everything we're trying to do. And I get it. It's good storytelling. But yeah, he's our problem.
I tried to warn you about Saren and you refused to face the truth. Don't make the same mistake again.
This is different. You proved Saren betrayed the Council. We all agree he's using the Geth to search for the conduit, but we don't really know why.
The Reapers are obviously just a myth, Commander. A convenient lie to cover Saren's true purpose. A legend he is using to bend the Geth to his will.
50,000 years ago, the Reapers wiped out all galactic civilization. If Saren finds the conduit, it will happen again.
Saren is a rogue agent on the run for his life. He no longer has the rights or resources of a Spectre. The Council has stripped him of his position.
That is not good enough. You know he's hiding somewhere in the Traverse. Send your fleet in!
A fleet cannot track down one man.
A Citadel
Razor,
fleet
I
could
didn't see
secure the entire region.
your chat. Yes,
The
good
Geth
night,
from
Razor.
attacking any more of our colonies.
Or it could trigger a war with the Terminus systems. We won't be dragged into a galactic confrontation over a few dozen human
Yeah, have a good night, Razor.
Every time humanity asks for help, you ignore us.
Shepard's right. I'm sick of this council and its anti-human bull.
Ambassador, there is another solution. A way to stop Saren that does not require fleets or armies.
No, it's too soon. Humanity is not ready for the responsibilities that come with joining the Spectres.
I faced Saren on Eden Prime and exposed him for a traitor. I've proven myself.
Commander Shepard, step forward. It is the decision of the Council that you be granted all the powers and privileges of the Special Tactics and Reconnaissance Branch of the Citadel.
Spectres are not trained, but chosen. Individuals forged in the fire of service and battle. Those whose actions elevate them above the rank and file.
Spectres are an ideal, a symbol, the embodiment of courage, determination, and self-reliance. They are the right hand of the Council, instruments of our will.
Spectres bear a great burden. They are protectors of galactic peace, both our first and last line of defense. The safety of the galaxy is theirs to uphold.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
I'm honored, Counselor.
We're sending you into the Traverse after Saren. He's a fugitive from justice, so you are authorized to use any means necessary to apprehend or eliminate him.
Any idea where to find him?
We will forward any relevant files to Ambassador Udina.
This meeting of the Council is adjourned.
Congratulations, Commander.
We've got a lot of work to do, Shepard. You're going to need a ship, a crew, supplies.
You'll get access to special equipment and training now. You should go down to the C-Sec Academy and speak to the Spectre Requisitions Officer.
Anderson, come with me. I'll need your help to set all this up.
Anderson, come with me. He's so angry all the time.
I thought the ambassador would be a little more grateful. He didn't even thank you.
What do you expect from a politician? Come on.
Right behind you, Commander.
There we go. Spectre bonus. Training unlocked. So, we go here. Oops. We have Spectre training. Store discount. Shoot. Increased duration of all your powers and attacks. Yeah. And Unity. This Unity helps restore dead squad members. So we want that. So next level we'll use it in Charm and of course our electronics and decryption. Once we get all that done, and then we'll and of course more engineer will start to unlock. Then we'll start doing other things like pistols and armor and stuff. But it's not that big of a deal. I mean, we're squishy, and that's a bad thing for Insanity, but having Rex and having Ashley in our party most of the time, and having a tanky-ish Tally is not the worst deal in the world. So we can definitely make it work. Okay, so I appreciate it. Oh, let me do Ashley real quick too. We want her to have fitness. And what else do we want her to have? Ooh. Jeez, that extra health looks so good. But let's do weapon damage. And then Tally. Yeah, basic armor. Shield boost. And then pistol. Yeah, because like I said, normally you would do all this if you weren't an engineer like us. But we are an engineer, so we'll handle this, and we'll let her focus on being kind of like a little mini tank if we ever put her in our party. So yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so let me save this, and then, like I said, do a hard save, and then yeah, let's just do that. And I will see you guys later. I appreciate everybody coming by. You know, if you have spent 1 minute with me or 100 minutes with me, the most important thing you can give me is your time, and I appreciate it. And if you like what you see, give me a sub, please. They are free, of course, in YouTube. When we talk about subs in Twitch, you have to pay for those, so that's not what I'm talking about. In Twitch, if you want to come by there, give me a follow. Those are free. And then we do like a lot of casual stuff there. I think tomorrow I'm going to do Planet Zoo. We'll see how I feel. But my voice is slowly coming back, and I'll be able to do much better streams, because with my coughing and stuff, I just lose my voice. You know, it goes bad. And next Friday we will come back and do some more lore stream for Mass Effect. If you have any questions, always type it out. See what you want to talk about. If you have some theories, if there's something you agree with, disagree with, whatever, let's just discuss it. And like I said, if you like what you see, give me a sub. And then there's plenty of videos that I have, my long format videos. Check them out. See if there's anything there that you like. I have playthroughs. I have some lore stuff. I have some puzzle stuff, solution, like in the PSI Geth puzzle. I have in KOTOR, I have the what are they called? The Hanoi Towers one. But anyway, I have, and there's the PS, it's not a PSI, I guess it is. It's the water valve one on Manon. I've got that one on a video. So anyway, yeah, check it out. See if you like it. Give those a like and a comment if you want to. That helps the algorithm for YouTube to kind of push similar videos on my channel to other people. So anyway, appreciate you guys very much, and I will check you guys later. Let me find my exit video, and I will check you guys. Let me see here. Where is it? There it is. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.